The Morgenthau Plan. Even its name evokes a sense of dread, a chilling premonition of what might have been. Conceived in the waning days of World War II, it was a plan born of exhaustion, anger, and a profound fear of a resurgent Germany. Its architect, Henry Morgenthau Jr., the United States Secretary of the Treasury, envisioned a future where Germany, the scourge of two world wars, would be forever incapable of waging war again. The plan was stark in its simplicity, brutal in its execution. Germany, once the industrial powerhouse of Europe, would be stripped bare, its factories dismantled, its economy reduced to that of an agrarian society. The very heart of its industrial might, the Ruhr Valley, would be ripped from its control, transformed into an international zone. It was a plan that sent shockwaves through the Allied leadership. Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister, initially balked at its severity, seeing it as a recipe for chaos and starvation. Even President Franklin D. Roosevelt, initially supportive of the plan, began to have second thoughts. The Morgenthau Plan, however, was not merely about punishing Germany. It was, in the minds of its proponents, a plan for peace, a way to ensure that the horrors of the Second World War would never be repeated. But at what cost? The Morgenthau Plan's most radical proposal was the division of Germany. But unlike the East-West division that came to pass, Morgenthau envisioned a Germany cleaved in two along a north-south axis. This division was not arbitrary. It was strategically calculated to cripple Germany's industrial and economic potential. The south, encompassing Bavaria, Württemberg and Baden, would be merged with Austria to form a new independent nation. This South German state, as it was tentatively called, would be largely agricultural, its industrial capacity severely limited. The north, encompassing Prussia, Saxony and Thuringia, would remain as a truncated German state. Stripped of its industrial heartland in the Ruhr Valley, it would be heavily deindustrialized, its economy focused on agriculture and light manufacturing. This north-south division was designed to exploit existing religious and cultural differences within Germany. The south, predominantly Catholic, had historically been at odds with the Protestant north. By separating them, Morgenthau hoped to prevent a unified Germany from ever rising again. The Rhineland, home to the Ruhr Valley, the industrial heart of Germany, was to be severed entirely from German control. This region, stretching along the Rhine River, was deemed too strategically important, too rich in resources, to be left in German hands. Under the Morgenthau Plan, the Rhineland would become an international zone, administered by an international commission. Its industries, the lifeblood of the German war machine, would be dismantled, their machinery shipped off as reparations to the war-torn nations of Europe. The creation of an international Rhineland was a radical concept, fraught with potential pitfalls. Could such a diverse group of nations effectively govern a region as complex and strategically important as the Rhineland? And what would become of the millions of Germans living there, suddenly stripped of their nationality and placed under foreign rule? The Morgenthau Plan offered no easy answers. It was a plan born of desperation, a last-ditch attempt to prevent another global conflict, but in its wake it left a host of unanswered questions that would have profound implications for the future of Germany and the world. The Morgenthau Plan's impact on German society would have been profound. The arbitrary division of the country into north and south would have severed families, communities, and centuries-old cultural ties. The economic hardship wrought by deindustrialization would have further fueled resentment and instability. In the north, the loss of the Rhineland and the burden of reparations would have been a bitter pill to swallow. The heavily industrialized regions of Saxony and Thuringia would have struggled to adapt to an agrarian economy, leading to widespread unemployment and social unrest. The South, spared the worst of the economic hardship, would have faced its own set of challenges. The merger with Austria, while seemingly a natural fit, would have been fraught with political and cultural complexities. The South German state would have been a patchwork of different identities, struggling to forge a common path. The social fabric of Germany, already strained by years of war and Nazi rule, would have been further torn apart by the Morgenthau Plan. The psychological impact of defeat coupled with the loss of national identity and economic hardship, would have left an indelible scar on the German psyche. Section 5. Economic stagnation, the absence of a Marshall Plan. The Morgenthau Plan's emphasis on deindustrialization would have had a devastating impact on the German economy. The loss of the Ruhr Valley, combined with the dismantling of its industrial base, would have reduced Germany to an economic backwater. The absence of Marshall Plan aid, which played a crucial role in the post-war recovery of Western Europe, would have further exacerbated Germany's economic woes. Without access to American capital and markets, Germany would have struggled to rebuild its shattered infrastructure and economy. The economic consequences of the Morgenthau Plan would have been felt far beyond Germany's borders. Germany, once a major trading partner for many European nations, would have become an economic drain, hindering the continent's post-war recovery. The dream of a united, prosperous Europe would have been dealt a severe blow. Section 6. The rise of regional powers. In the shadow of a weakened Germany, other European powers would have sought to fill the void. France, eager to prevent a German resurgence, would have likely exerted greater influence over the international zone of the Rhineland, potentially leading to tensions with other Allied powers. The Soviet Union, already in control of Eastern Germany, would have been in a prime position to exploit the chaos and instability created by the Morgenthau Plan. The economic hardship and political turmoil in West Germany would have made it fertile ground for communist propaganda and subversion. The United States, faced with a resurgent Soviet Union and a destabilized Europe, would have been forced to maintain a significant military presence on the continent, leading to a protracted and costly Cold War. Section 7. A world divided by different ideologies. The Morgenthau Plan, had it been implemented, would have fundamentally reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the post-war world. The stark division of Germany, the economic and political instability it engendered, would have created a dangerous power vacuum in the heart of Europe. The ideological battle between the United States and the Soviet Union, already brewing in the aftermath of World War II, would have intensified, with Germany as the primary battleground. The Cold War, instead of being a struggle between two heavily armed superpowers, might have become a series of proxy wars and revolutions fought on German soil. The dream of a united Europe, a beacon of democracy and prosperity, would have been all but extinguished. Europe, instead of healing from the wounds of war, would have remained a fractured continent, its people divided, its future uncertain. Section 8. The legacy of the Morgenthau Plan, a world transformed. The Morgenthau Plan, though ultimately rejected, serves as a stark reminder of the perils of seeking vengeance in the aftermath of war. Its legacy is a cautionary tale, a reminder that even with the best of intentions, the road to hell is often paved with good intentions. The world that might have emerged from the ashes of the Morgenthau Plan would have been a far different place. A world defined by division, instability, and mistrust. The Cold War, instead of being a struggle between superpowers, might have become a series of regional conflicts fought on German soil. The economic consequences of the Morgenthau Plan would have been felt globally. Germany, once an economic powerhouse, would have become a burden on the international community, hindering global economic recovery. Section 9. Conclusion. A different world. The Morgenthau Plan, though never implemented, offers a chilling glimpse into an alternate history, a world forever scarred by the vengeful peace imposed on a defeated Germany. It is a world we can only imagine, a world where the divisions of the past cast a long shadow over the future. The Morgenthau Plan serves as a stark reminder of the importance of forgiveness, of the need to break the cycle of violence and retribution. It is a lesson we must never forget, a lesson that transcends the boundaries of time and history. In the end, the Morgenthau Plan was a plan too terrible to contemplate, a plan that would have sown the seeds of its own destruction. It is a testament to the wisdom and foresight of those who rejected it, choosing instead the path of reconciliation and reconstruction.